Good morning, Unity community. We are so happy to see you virtually. We welcome you wherever you are, whoever you are. It's so important for us that you know that however you are showing up in this world, whatever skin color you're in, whatever way of being, whoever you love, however you love, all of it is welcome here. You are welcome here. Let's say our mission statement together. We are a vibrant, welcoming, multi-generational, prosperous community, embodying love and awakening spiritual consciousness. Let's sing together with Soulshine.
Actually, a couple of Karen Drucker songs this morning. Thank you for this. Thank you for this day. Here we go. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. You say. Say thank you. I want to say thank you. Oh, I want to say thank you. Oh, I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Let's one more time. Thank you for this day. Come on here. Let's hear you. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. You sing. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This wonderful day. This wonderful day. Another. Here we go. We're going to sing. I start my day with love. Here we go. I start my day with love. Gonna start my day with love. That's what I need more of is love. Start my day with love. I start my day with love. That's what I need more of is love. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. I start my day. I start my day with love. I start my day with love. That's what I need more of is love. I start my day with love. I start my day with love. That's what I need more of is love. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. Start my day with love, yeah.
Thank you, Soulshine. They're so wonderful. And today we have Jim Lawfrey as part of Soulshine. Jim is one of our new members, and he is somebody who ran a music ministry in a previous church, so it's really such a treat to have him part of us today. And now we're going to turn to celebrations, see what y'all are celebrating today.
Let me get off mute. Good morning. Hello. My mom brought me this hat. My mom is here visiting from Lake Tahoe, and she said, "Here, Claire, I brought you a hat to wear for your celebrations tomorrow." So I'm wearing my bowler hat this morning. So, couple celebrations. First, Jane's celebration. She got to spend a week vacation with her family. Where did you go on your vacation? She went to the coast, which is always beautiful. So, yay. It's always fun to get a family celebration in. Ron Kurtz is celebrating the breath of life and his wonderful Unity family and connecting with that. So, I see you out there. Good morning, Ron, and good morning, everyone. And then I have a celebration. Nico is turning 19 tomorrow, and ever since he was little, he has wanted to go skydiving, and we weren't able to. You have to be 18 to go skydiving. And so when we were able to do it for this birthday, here is what Nico and I did the other day.
Nico, you ready for this? I'm so ready.
I know people at both, but only jump in the
Is
sky.
that like a glove camera?
I can't believe that. I don't know what I was thinking, but it was actually pretty awesome, and I would totally go again, believe it or not. So, another thing that I would like to share is that Kevin and I are going to be going on a road trip in a couple weeks, and so I am looking for someone to do celebrations. So here's something that happened this morning. We had a couple interviews. Hi, everybody. It's Sunday morning, and I'm here to do celebrations. But you know what? Kevin and I are going to be going on a 2-month road trip in a couple weeks, so we need to... Hi, everybody. It's Sunday morning, and I'm here to do celebrations. But you know what? Kevin and I are going to be going on a 2-month road trip in a couple weeks, so we need to find somebody to help me out and step in to do celebrations on Sunday morning. So we have a couple of candidates that we're going to check out this morning and see what we think and if they would be a good fit. Candidate number 1, would you please come over here so we can do a little interview with you? Hi, Rainbow Unicorn. Hi. So I thought you might be a good candidate for doing celebrations while I'm gone, because you know what? Who doesn't love rainbows and unicorns? Like, you just got the whole celebration thing going on. So, couple of things. Can you wear hats? Can you wear fun hats?
I can't even reach to put a hat on, and you got a big horn on your top of your head. What about a boa? Could you like wear this boa? What do you think? Could you wear that? I don't know. Shoot. Okay. So say your celebration was, we're going to celebrate somebody's birthday. What would you do? Oh. Okay, what if you are celebrating that somebody in our Unity family had a baby? What would you do? Oh, and then it came out, and and then you have a baby. Okay. Well, I don't know if this is going to work out because you can't really talk, can you? So I don't know. We'll get back to you, Rainbow Unicorn. So I so appreciate you coming down. Thank you so much. Okay, bye-bye. Okay, so apparently we have candidate number 2 who would like to apply, and they just showed up. So let me see. Candidate number 2, where are you? Come here.
Hey.
What?
I heard that you are interviewing for Celebrations, and Celebrations is kind of like a newscaster job, and we need so much good news now. Like, this person could be a good news newscaster, and I think I would be perfect for that because I'm like, I can share good news. I can
You.
be fun.
You're going to do it?
Yeah, I'm maybe the good news newscaster.
Well, okay, honey.
I can do
So
it.
the whole reason that I'm looking for somebody to step in is because you and me are going on a road trip. So you're not going to be here either.
Right. Okay. Come on.
All right, I guess that one didn't work out either.
Okay. So that was our so what I would like to ask, we're still looking for candidates to step in, and whether you are able to commit to the whole 8 weeks or we can also rotate people in there. So I would love for you to email me or make a little video or let us know that you are interested in hosting celebrations. We would love to have some of you in there. So all right, I look forward to getting those. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful day, and back to Jane.
To finish off Celebrations, we're going to do our monthly birthday. And Nico, you're included, so we're going to sing to everyone for September. Oh, and Victor. We're ready. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, everybody. Happy birthday to you. How old are you? Oh, sorry. Just kidding. Happy birthday, Septembers.
Oh. That's so wonderful. I loved that video, and I hope that some of you will. I know it's really a hard act to follow, and that unicorn is really leading the pack so far, but it would be nice to have someone with a voice. So hopefully you will sign up. And now let's just shift the vibe and turn to prayer. We are a community that loves to pray with each other. And I hope that by now you have figured out how to fill in the prayer claim form online. It's right there. You have to press see more if you're looking on Facebook, or you have to go to our website and discover prayer and fill in the claim. But either way, let us know how we can support you in prayer. It's such an amazing process. I every time that I get to pray with somebody on the phone and talk with them through the prayer, I find myself thinking, oh, this will be the thing I want to do next when I'm not the senior minister anymore. I want to be part of Silent Unity and just praying with people because it feels so good. I have to get out of my idea of what is wrong in order to pray with you. And so it takes me into the place of truth. And just like you, I get stuck on a routine basis looking at the circumstances in my life and in our world. And so when I get to pray with you, I get to release myself from that trap. And I get to expand my consciousness into the truth of love and divine order. This is what you get as well. Because right now, I know there's something going on in your life, every one of you, because you're human. And so if you would just switch from the circumstance that you're focused on and stressing about and claim the opposite, even though you don't know how that could possibly be, and then fill out the claims so that we can join with you in that. We have such a beautiful prayer team, and they love to pray. My personal prayer partner is Joanne Daly, and she moved to Sacramento a few years back, but she gets to stay tethered to this community through prayer. And so she tells me whenever she gets a prayer assignment, she's so excited because it takes her out of her own dramas and allows her to step into what she knows to be true. So you are not only making a gift for yourself, but you are giving a gift to the prayer team. And you are weaving our community together through prayer, which is the highest form of communication. So please take a moment now and fill that out. And let's just join in prayer now. We know that even though we can't read your prayer claims yet, virtually, we hold them all in this basket of truth. And we see all of you who are claiming health, that the circumstances that cause you to claim that are just illusions. They are mirages in your consciousness. There is no illness that is truth. And so we see you now letting go of all ideas of illness and embracing the reality of who you came here to be. Vibrant, alive, healthy. And anything else is, at the very least, it's just a rewiring that is happening right now for you so that you can step into an expanded version of health. We know this is truth. And if you are struggling with finances, we just deny the power of your checkbook or your job or the economy to determine your well-being, because we know the truth. You are the divine expressing exactly as you, and you come fully loaded with everything that you need to thrive. And we see you releasing focus on what isn't there and putting your focus on the allness that is there. And as you do that, we see you being able to find the opportunities that are just hanging right there, vibrating in the air, waiting for you to notice them. And if relationships are hard right now, the people that you live with are irritating you, or the people that you wish you were with are not here, we affirm that your heart is the greatest power in your body, that your heart is just full and expanding, and as we all join together, it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And it allows you to interact with your loved ones, whether they are in the room or somewhere else, that you are present with them in love. And that is the best feeling in the world. And if this is a time of grief for you, whether you're grieving the way of life that all of us have lost, or you're grieving the loss of a particular person or an animal, whatever that grief is, I affirm that now we can all feel that as an opening into our hearts, like the opening of a cave. And as we step into our hearts through this grief, we find an expansiveness that lets us see that nothing is ever lost. No one is ever lost. All is here. All is here now. And all is love. We affirm these truths. We know that they are real. And we bring this now into song.
Breathe in and know I am. Be still and know I am. Let go and know I am. I still and know I am. Let go and know I am. Oh, I am.
Let's affirm together. Love is our ultimate reality, everywhere present and whole. It radiates abundantly and continually creates good in my life and in the world. As we gratefully acknowledge the presence and power of love now, we see the people and circumstances we hold in prayer healed and illumined by love. And so it is. And let's move into meditation now. So as you breathe, let's focus on our hearts. And just imagine that every breath that we take is filling our hearts, animating the love that we are, the life and vibrancy that we are. And as we move into our hearts with our consciousness, just pay attention to the cracks that you may find in your heart. The cracks of grief, the cracks of fear. And imagine that those cracks are not something wrong. Instead, they are passages. Our hearts are filled with passages. And just imagine, as you're aware of the crack, the grief or the fear, whatever it might be, that you can move into this crack. Picture your hands on the walls of your heart, slipping through into this passageway. Knowing that every passage of the heart leads to expansion. Just be present with what you're feeling and use your hands, walking your hands through your heart until you reach that state of expansion in the silence, and allow the expansiveness, the silence, the love of your heart to minister to you inside this passageway. And from this place of expanded consciousness, let yourself picture this beautiful mirror. And as you look into the mirror, you see the man or the woman or the child that you are, glowing with light. You see yourself in a new way. So much more capable, so beloved, so vibrantly healthy. I invite you to accept this image of the one in the mirror as your truth. And then gently bring your attention back to the present.
I'm gonna make a change for once in my life. It's gonna feel real good, gonna make a difference, gonna make it right. As I turn up the collar on my favorite winter coat, this wind is blowing my mind. I see the kids in the street with not enough to eat. Who am I to be blind, pretending not to see their needs? A summer's disregard, a broken bottle top, and a one-man soul. They follow each other on the wind, you know, 'cause they got nowhere to go. That's why I want you to know I'm starting with the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways. And no message could have been any clearer. If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and make a change. Na 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 na. Been a victim of a selfish kind of love. It's time that I realize there are some with no home, not a nickel to loan. Could it be really me, pretending that they're not alone? A willow deeply scarred, somebody's broken heart, and a washed out dream. They follow the pattern of the wind, you see, 'cause they got no place to be. That's why I'm starting with me. I'm starting with the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways. No message could have been any clearer. If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and make the change. I'm starting with the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways. No message could have been any clearer. If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and make the change. You gotta get it right while you got the time, 'cause when you close your heart, then you close your mind. I'm starting with the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways. No message could have been any clearer. If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and make that change. Na 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 na, yeah. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and make that change.
I love that. I don't want to do a talk now. I want to have a dance party. That was so much fun. So I am starting in a couple of weeks. We have SEE Week happening, and the class that I'm teaching is the overview of Hebrew Scriptures. And as I've been reading in that, I'm just digging in more deeply than I have before. I've known about the Bible. I've studied the Bible ever since I was a kid, and it's not really my go-to for inspiration, but the more that I dig into it, the more that I'm finding, and I'm actually really excited about the themes that are affecting our lives today that are talked about in the Bible, and one of them is the theme of unity versus being an individual. And it's a really interesting, if you think about a continuum, a line, where are we on the line? So in the Bible, you probably remember stories about somebody did something that they shouldn't have done, and they are killed for it. But it isn't enough to just kill them. Their whole family is killed. And that's one of the things that those of us who don't like that chalk it up as, well, see, the Bible is just full of violence. We don't want to do the Bible. But in that culture, what I did not understand was that they thought of themselves as a corporate entity. So you couldn't think about the people as individuals. You only thought about them as a whole group, like the Israelites. The Israelites had the mission to populate the world and bring God's message. It wasn't one person. In a family, it was the whole family. They were the entity. It wasn't an individual. And it wasn't until a couple thousand years before the Common Era that that changed. But when it changed, what happened was the idea of an individual and an individual's journey and an individual's responsibility came into play. And so then you have things like the book of Proverbs, for example, where you have all what a wise man does, what a wise woman does. They have certain behaviors, and they were beginning to believe that if you followed the prescriptions that were there, if you did the things a wise person should do, then you would be rewarded by God. Now, you have to put this in the context of when it came about. It was after the Babylonian exile. So this is a people who have been shattered. Their world has fallen apart. Does that sound familiar to you? Do you know what it's like to have your world shattered and nothing is the same? That's how it was for them. They had lost everything that they held dear. And so their medicine for that was to begin to think about how could they have done it better. And they believed that if they dotted every I and crossed every T, so to speak, then God would have looked more favorably on them. They believed that it was their own mistakes that had caused problems. And now they were going to make sure that that didn't happen again. Are any of you dealing with control issues? I don't know about you, but I know about me. And I tend to do that. So if you have something that you feel like you're going to lose, then you go into control mode to try to make sure that you don't lose it, right? And that's what they were doing. They were trying to control life, and they became zealous. They became, everything had to be right. So maybe in the Bible you remember stories about how Jesus would get mad at the scribes and Pharisees because they wanted everything just so. That was an effort to control life so that they would be safe. And it's something that begs for compassion, not for judgment. They wanted to be safe, but the idea that you can control life, that bad things will never happen if you're only good. I think there's a book somewhere about why bad things happen to good people. And I'm sure every one of you has felt that in your lifetime. Why is this happening to me? I've been a good person. And the roots of this, at least in our culture, go way back to the Hebrew Scriptures. where they are trying to control their idea of their relationship with the divine by being good, as they define it. So then along comes the book of Job. Do you remember that book? I did not realize until I was doing all this research for the class that this is a protest book. Think about that as we are in the midst of protests all around us. It's a protest book protesting the idea that your actions determine your well-being. Now, certainly, your actions are related to your well-being. There are plenty of actions we can think of that cause problems in our lives, and there are certainly actions that create good things in our lives. So it isn't that action is irrelevant, but it's not a guarantee that you will have the life that you want. Because our personalities, which are the ones that have the opinions about whether this is a good life or not, our personalities are invested in everything being just the way we want it, right? And our personalities get upset when things don't go well. Our souls, on the other hand, are invested in the idea that we are here to expand in our capacity to be love. That's why we're here. And so, on a soul level, we draw to us circumstances that cause us to grow and to be more of who we came here to be. So in the book of Job, you have a man who is very righteous. He does everything the way that the book of wisdom is saying you should do it. And so for a time, it looks like everything's pretty good. He has all the stuff, everything you could want, he's got it. And then, because of this side deal between the devil and God, he loses everything. And his helpful friends come, and they are the mouthpieces for the book of wisdom. And they're saying, well, maybe you've done something wrong. Surely you've done something wrong, and this is your punishment. But he hasn't. They are not helpful, because suffering that comes into our life does not mean we did something wrong. There is a higher way to look at that. This book of Job is not a biography. It's a fictional protest writing to show that this line of thinking is erroneous. But it's something that has passed down to us, and we have this idea that if we will only be perfect, then everything will be well. Our country was founded in large part by a group of people called Puritans. And that word comes from their idea that if they just do everything correctly, God will bless them and they will go to heaven. The whole idea of taking care of one another and being one tribe, that was in some ways a better thing, but it didn't give any individual freedom. And so with the individualism, they got away from thinking about the whole, and they thought about themselves and what they needed to do to be good and be rewarded by God. And initially, this was in the material world. And then with Christianity, it got shifted to the afterlife. And now it's about being good so that you will go to heaven, because if you are bad, then you will go to hell. So it's just deferred gratification or punishment. When science in the 20th century started to become more prevalent, we saw that, wow, this afterlife thing is probably not what we thought it was. And as the belief in the afterlife started to lose favor, then people became more aware about social justice. They began thinking about, how do we help one another? Maybe it's important to help one another. And now this was not a spiritual thing. This was just a human thing. And so we begin to start expanding our consciousness to include others. What I think we need to do is we look at this continuum. It's not about, are we just one body or are we one individual? It's both and. We have to think about, what choices are we making as individuals, the man in the mirror? What changes do I need to make in me in order to change the world out there? Because I am a cell in this body that we think of as one tribe, one people. And so we look outside of ourselves and we see problems out there. And yes, there are things that we can do that will help those problems. But more importantly than what we can do out there is what we can do in here. So think of the people that you have huge judgment about. I mean, go straight to politics, you've got them there. No matter what you believe politically, the other side you probably believe is a problem. So look at that, at those people and the judgments that you have about them, and take it inside and ask yourself, where does that live in me? Whatever the words are, if you think that they're selfish, if you think that they're greedy, where is my greed? Where is my fear that I will not have enough? And how does that get translated in the material world? We can heal the world, but we have to do it from within. We have to look at our connection to one another. And there was something there, something that the ancient Hebrews knew. It just wasn't fully materialized. So I would encourage you. I would actually encourage you to take this class on Hebrew scriptures, and because that was just one theme. There are so many other themes in there that are absolutely affecting our lives because it's in our consciousness. It's unconscious, but it's there, and it's affecting the choices that we make and the freedom that is available to us. And I would encourage you to have a reverence for this Hebrew tradition that is the foundation that we all stand on, regardless of what our practices are today. There is a richness there. And in that we can find an expanded version of our souls. Namaste.
Sorry. El Shaddai, El Shaddai, Elyon Adonai. Age to age, you're still the same by the power of the name. El Shaddai, El Shaddai, Ekam Kana Adonai. We will praise and lift you high, El Shaddai. Through your love and through the Ram, you saved the son of Abraham. Through the power of your hand, turn the sea your knees. You are the God who really sees. And by your might, you set your children free. El Shaddai, El Shaddai, El Elyon Adonai. Age to age, you're still the same. By the power of the name, El Shaddai, El Shaddai, Erkam Kana Adonai. We will praise and lift you high, El Shaddai. Through the years you made it clear that the time of Christ was near. Though the people couldn't see what messiahs are to be, though the word contained the plan, they could just understand. Your most awesome work was done through the frailty of your Son. El Shaddai, El Shaddai, Elyon Adonai. Age to age, you're still the same. By the power of the name, El Shaddai. I will praise you till I die, El Shaddai, El Shaddai, El Shaddai, Elyon Adonai. Age to age, you're still the same. By the power of the name, El Shaddai, El Shaddai, Erkam Kana Adonai. I will praise you till I die, El Shaddai.
That's beautiful. Thank you so much. We have a few announcements today. It's September and a lot of things are starting to rev up. So tonight we have our health and wellness ministry. Donna Wolf is going to be leading the program at 6:30 to 7:30. And she's talking about how we can observe through our bodies the chaos that is lowering our vibration and use the power of our awareness to shift that. So, and I know that she also wants to talk with people that are there about what you have learned over the series and what is coming up next from the Health and Wellness Ministry. So I hope you can tune into that. On Saturday, we have another outdoor transformation work party. And I'm really going to challenge those of you who are younger to show up. Last time we had a mean age of 70 and in a multi-generational community. I don't think this is really representing what we could be. We have an autumn equinox and the second anniversary of being in this particular space coming up and the end of September. So this is a preparation so that our place is beautiful. Do you remember if you were with us when we were at the Grange, we decided to fix it up because it had gotten pretty tired. I mean, it was a 100-year-old building, but we spent a lot of effort fixing it up. And we feel that that prepared us for the next incarnation, which is where we are today. So who knows what will come of taking care of what we have now in a beautiful way. So I hope that you will come. We need people that will be raking rocks and spreading mulch and picking debris up to load into a truck. You'll get assignments when you come, depending on the strength of your back and what works for you. But please come and join us. And it's a way to see one another. I know I get pretty much every week, sometimes every day, I get somebody saying, well, when can we come back? And we have to be conservative about being here, but there are other places outside where we can see one another. And so, don't complain, come. And just be part of it. Also, this week, or not this week, but next week, September 14th through 18th, we have SEE Week. That stands for Spiritual Education and Enrichment. And these are classes that you need to take if you want to become a minister or a licensed Unity teacher, but they are interesting classes for everyone. Last year, it was a big deal. We had it right here, and we had people coming from around the country to join us. This year, we have lots of people coming from around the country because they can Zoom in. And so you'll get to meet Unity folks from other places in your classes. And the classes, so there's this Hebrew Scriptures one I talked about. Jim Pasmore and Sylvia Hayes are teaching one on Unity Foundations. And these are some of the foundational books that have directed Unity, and it's much more in depth than what you took in the little Unity Basics class that I've done this summer for new members. It's really an important class, and I would encourage you to take that. And then Paul Hasselbeck, who you might have met if you were here last year for SEE Week, he's teaching two classes, one on Metaphysics 4, and that involves a whole teaching on prosperity, and it also teaches something called the creative process, which is a unique thing that Charles Fillmore cooked up, and it might be really helpful in your life. So he's teaching that in Metaphysics 4, and then he's teaching the 12 powers, and he's written a book called Power Up on that. He's such an authority on the 12 powers. I'm going to take that class just because I want to hear Paul's take on it. So I would encourage you, if you are able to do that, to sign up for these classes. They happen 5 days in a row, and they're 2 hours per class. And you can register. Just go to our calendar and register for whichever classes you want. 2, 3, 4. And there's another one called Eye of the Storm that's happening in the evening. If we get enough registrations. Right now we only have one registration, so unless people are interested, I'm going to cancel that one. But it's a really good class to take. It's called The Eye of the Storm, and we are in the middle of a storm. And we are freaking out on regular basis. And this class is designed to help you find the eye, the center, that looks out from within at this beautiful storm all around us. It's a powerful class, and that one's in the evening, so it's even if you're working during the day, that is potentially accessible for you. So if you're interested in that, please sign up and do it today. Don't say, oh yeah, I'll get around to it Friday, because for the teachers, it makes a difference knowing what we have to work with, and the sooner we know that, the better. So after the service today, we have our Zoom room, and next week also, Reverend Paul Hasselbeck will be the speaker for the lesson, and he's such a powerful presence in the Unity movement. If you haven't heard him speak or teach, you are going to want to make sure you tune in next week. So, time for an offering. We have so much that we are creating in this community, even during a pandemic. We have so much to be grateful for. Last week we had our wonderful children in that service. Wasn't that amazing? Oh, it filled my heart to watch them. We had Reverend Jim Lawfrey here did a concert outside, and it was amazing. I don't know if you saw the little clip of it on YouTube, but I wish you had been here, because that would have been a time to see your friends, and it was an offering from his heart. There's so many people that are doing beautiful things here. I got gifted this morning. I want to show this to you. Keisha Kubota, if you have been here and seen her, you know she's always kind of knitting while she's sitting in the seats, and she's continued to knit this while she has been watching from home. So she only works on this while she's watching our Unity services. It's made of Thai silk. And what an artist she is. It's so beautiful. Thank you, Keisha. I really appreciate it. And I had another gift from somebody else in a card, and I want to just read you part of this, not because it's about me, but because it's the same message to you. So listen to this as a message to you. You have changed my life for the better. In so many ways, it's hard to count. This beautiful community is home and family for me now. It's a pleasure and honor to be part of it. Your ability to see the best in me and in everyone around has opened my eyes to see God everywhere and helped me to set aside judgments and just love people where they are, including myself. By including me in the writing group, you have given me back my muse and inspired me to create something meaningful and powerful and real. In my aloneness, I didn't realize it was support that I was missing. When you participate in classes, in spirit groups, in prayer, in whatever way you do, you are making our community stronger. You are blessing one another. You are helping each one of us to see ourselves as more beautiful than we knew. You are a gift, and I am so grateful for you. And at this time, when we put our money into this community, we are expanding, because money is energy. We are expanding our strength as a community to give this gift to one another and to a greater world outside of us. The SEE class is just one example of how we're reaching out. We have people all across the nation. In my Hebrew Scriptures class right now, I currently have 2 people from this community, and everybody else is from around the country. It's amazing, our reach, and you make that possible through your donations. So hold them in your hands right now. Feel in your heart the love that you have for this community, for what it is and what it may yet be. And go ahead and text that number or write that check and put it in the mail, however you like to donate. But do it from a place of love and gratitude for who we are and who we may yet be. Let's sing together.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
Met, and all of this offering and love is present, we say together, from the love of pure spirit within us, we bless these gifts. We send them forth to heal, bless, and prosper. They are evidence of our faith and belief. They do good work in this world and return to us multiplied abundantly, and so it is. And let's finish with the prayer of protection. Please repeat after me. The light of God surrounds me. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds me. I am the love of God. The power of God protects me. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over me. I am the presence of God. Wherever I am, God is because I am.
The love of God surrounds me. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds me. I am the love of God. The power of God protects me. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over me. I am the presence of God. Wherever I am,